Hi everyone, Joe here from the JodoCast. If you enjoy what we do here at the JodoCast and think it's worth your hard-earned money, you can support the show via Patreon. This show is ad-free and we depend on the support of our generous patrons to pay our bills, upgrade old equipment, and bribe Imperial officials. Just a $2 donation gets you access to exclusive content such as off-topic discussion videos, uncut videos of regular episodes, the ability to watch us record the show live and even chat with us as we do so, access to a patron-exclusive channel on our Discord server, access to our YouTube videos before anyone else gets to watch them, and more. Consider becoming a Noodle Scooter today. And now back to the show. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Clumsy and Random, the weird Star Wars role-playing improv show that doesn't have a scripted intro ever, because that is against the ethos of this show, where we play the Star Wars role-playing game, sort of. Let's take a look at our players I wanted to say this week, but this isn't a weekly show. This time. This instance.
Evening.
This episode. This evening. What if they're listening in the morning? Then they'll be thrown
Too
up.
Bad for them.
Their immersion will be broken. He's no good to me dead. It's Leo Andry. I've probably used that one before.
You have.
Maybe.
Say hello, Leo. Okay.
I did.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? It's Evan Lewis.
Hey-oh, I'm here to rescue you. I've got Ben Kenobi.
I've been
somewhere.
I've been from one side of this galaxy to another. I've seen a lot of strange stuff, but I ain't seen anything to make me believe in. Sunny Ravencourt is joining us, special guest.
Hello. How are you doing?
We are good. This show gets away from us quick.
Yeah, it seems like
this
it.
is
I think we're already there.
Clumsy and Random, the game where I have a giant stack of the NPC cards from Fantasy Flight Games' Star Wars role-playing game system. Basically, they made these nice little cards that stat out any NPC you could possibly want if you don't want to keep referencing your books. I said, what if I just shuffle them all, and we use those to play a game? What I'm going to do is I'm going to deal out 3 of these cards at random for each of you. You then may choose one of those 3. That is the character player you are going to be for this session.
Or,
if you don't like any of those 3, you can say the catchphrase that I just made up, where you go, I don't know, what's a good one? I feel like the Boss Nass spittle. I didn't just make it up.
I was expecting you to have one.
wipe them out, all of them.
I mean, that's not embarrassing enough.
No, it's not, but it's appropriate.
Okay. Well, you have to say a Star Wars quote, then, that is with conviction. In any case, you get rid of your 3 choices, and you get one pulled completely at random, and that's what you're stuck with. So, we're going to start with Evan this time.
Of course.
We'll let Sunny see a little bit of the madness before it gets to him.
It's the magic. See a little bit of the magic.
Yeah, that's what I thought was coming too. That's the magic happening.
I'll pull this card out from behind your ear. Your first card is Admiral Trench.
What? That's
like you
bad.
get to be Admiral Trench?
Yup.
Yes.
There are a few named
Where?
characters. Most of them are generic type people, except
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember us getting.
No.
we've had
I played Count
we had
Dooku.
Count Dooku, but I don't think you were playing for that. There's a handful of Clone Wars characters that got cards made for them. Evan, your second card is a probe killer swarm. I don't know if you recall the episode of Clone Wars Voyage of Temptation, where there's a big kind of spider droid, and then it poops out a bunch of little itty-bitty tiny spider droids. That's what this is.
Literally, the only thing to remember from Voyage of Temptation was the sexual tension.
Well, you are not playing as the sexual tension. Your option is... All right, and your last option is a government bureaucrat.
I feel like I'm getting
very
typecast. I always
generic.
play a government bureaucrat.
That's such a good one, though.
It's very Like, no matter what the context is, you can just
Right. It's very
get in
moldable.
there. You know what? I gotta set the mood. Wipe them out. All of them.
I thought you were
I thought you were
take
gonna take General
Trench.
Trench.
You know what?
It's just,
That would be really good, but doing the voice all night
He's got to do the.
would.
Okay. Evan has opted to wipe them out, all of them, and he is now stuck with inhabiting the shoes, embodying the soul of a black marketeer.
Okay.
I mean, the artwork is some lady going, look at all these illicit goods.
Hey, look at all these
If you need some
goods.
inspiration,
We've got-
here's your flavor text to think about while we do the others. Black marketeers are part salesman, part fence, and all business. Knowing a marketeer can ensure that an individual is able to move an incredibly rare and valuable item without difficulty, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's you.
I've got red cars. I've got green cars. I've got so many cars to choke a camel.
If camels ate cars.
That's not what it comes to.
That's right. If you don't come down here and buy a car from me this hour, I'm gonna club this baby seal.
What a deal! Clumsy, make a deal!
You know I'll do it too, cause I'm crazy.
Crazy Ernie. Alright, Leo, are you ready? I don't know why I'm going to bother with these 3 cards, because you're going to trash them anyways. It's been a long time
Maybe.
since you've...
maybe
accepted
there will be
you-
a good one.
Okay.
Maybe.
If you give him a tauntaun, he'll be fine.
Tauntaun is out of the running because I have removed all of the cards that we've used before. Until our deck gets small enough, there won't be any repeat characters. Which sadly means you'll never see Count Dooku interact with a Tauntaun in one of our games. IGRM series Enforcer Droid. Those are the ones from Rebels that Visago had.
Alright.
Your second option is a Hutt Crime Lord. And third option is a politician.
Just
Any
a
politician.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's very open-ended.
It
wipe
is
them all out.
Nemesis level. So I think that means I think it's minion rivaled Nemesis for power level of NPC. So I mean they're like player character power. If that makes a difference.
It doesn't.
You
I don't
don't
want to be it.
You don't want to be a Hutt Crime Lord?
No difference made.
Man, it works with the...
You
None.
don't want to be a slug?
It would have been good storytelling with the Black Marketeer too. All right, here you give me your cue. You got to lock in with something. Literally anything a Star Wars character has ever said.
I can't think of
I'm
anything.
a Jedi like my father before me.
I don't even remember these movies.
Your card is an Imperial naval officer. Should have been the Hutt.
Okay. Should have been the Hutt.
And that's Naval, not EL, in case.
Yes.
Unless you want to change it, I don't know.
For the
All right, Sunny.
With an exposed midriff. The Imperial Naval
Is
Officer.
this uniform regulation?
Hello.
I kind of like it. All right,
It's fabulous.
Sunny, your first choice is a starfighter pilot. The artwork shows a rebel pilot, but it just says starfighter pilot, so does...
It's not Rebel Pilot from Destiny, is
No,
it?
he's actually adjusting his chin strap like a responsible adult.
That's right. OSHA told me that I have to adjust this correctly. No, hard pass. Next. It's garbage card.
A spaceport administrator.
Those are fun.
Yes, this is tempting. I don't have to pass on this one, though. I can hear the
Right,
last
you
one,
can
right?
see all three before you.
All right, let me give. Let's
can
roll the
still see
last
them,
one then.
yeah.
Last one is a stock.
The river.
What? Oh,
said
I
the
see. It was a
river.
poker reference.
Yes.
I don't know why my first thought went to Jurassic Park 3 when they're on the satellite phone and he goes, the river! Anyways, Your last option is stalking Acklay.
Oh my God, is that the thing that Obi-Wan Kenobi stabs with a big long stick?
Yep. Acklay's
I'm
are
supposed to
ferocious.
play that?
Yep. 3 meter tall. Yep.
And just go,
Yep.
Yep.
just poke every now and then with my fingers. I mean, that is awfully tempting, actually. But I think that for the purposes of the storytelling might be a little difficult. What was the one right before this one?
Spaceport Administrator.
Spaceport Administrator. Yes, I'll be a Spaceport Administrator.
All right.
I can't believe that's an option.
And we had an episode where was it I was the Bantha and you were the Tauntaun?
Other way around.
You were a Tauntaun, Leon.
Oh yeah, right. I was the Tauntaun and you were a
We
Bantha.
escaped from the circus.
That was the So
I need a moment to put these three into a scene together.
I also had to be a Nexu in one.
Yes.
One time.
And
Ooh.
a bird.
Yeah, I was a bird in another one, a parrot.
You were my parrot.
Yes.
My God, I need to listen to more of your shows. The few that I listened to, you were like a sarcastic robot.
Okay.
Bard.
You are.
Thanks, Bard.
Give me the name of a planet, Sunny.
Hoth.
Okay. You guys are on Hoth.
I was going to say Tatooine.
Well, I mean, there's very little room for a spaceport administrator on Hoth, but
Oh, no.
this is
There's plenty of room.
this is after the Battle of Hoth, so this is between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. There is a small spaceport set up there. It's become somewhat of a tourist site after the big battle happened there. There's a small Imperial presence naturally. The Imperials kind of everybody knows the rebels are never going to come back, but you gotta, especially now that there's people coming to check it out, you got to keep a presence there. Make sure people aren't coming back to collect things or whatever. So there is a spaceport there. There's a small settlement, and Sunny, you are the spaceport administrator of this spaceport. Okay. Evan, you are a Imperial naval officer who.
No, that's.
Oh, you're the
me.
naval officer. That's right. Leo, you're the naval officer. You are stationed there. You're not in charge of it, but you kind of are because of bureaucracy. You are in the middle of trying to get the spaceport administrator to get a ship you don't like to move, because there is a ship taking up a docking bay that you want your personal shuttle to be able to dock in because it's the nicest one. It's the one with the least tauntaun shit and the most space heaters. And Evan, you are the owner of the ship currently in that, because you're trying to offload some illicit goods to the handful of people who have taken up refuse. Well, they take up the refuse, but they have refuge. There's a lot of tourists. This is a good place, you think, to maybe do a deal, too. Maybe this is where you make the handoff. I'm not sure what your deal is. You're there. You've got illegal things to do. The spaceport administrator is dealing with a Navy officer who's trying to, just be selfish and get that docking bay for himself. But there's bureaucracy involved because that sort of thing. That's where we find ourselves.
Administrator, I demand that this piece of trash be moved out of here.
Moved
I need to park my ship here.
out of here. This is a spaceport, and that is a ship.
Yes. You can find him another berth. I demand that I have
Do you
this
have
one.
any idea where you are? This is a spaceport on Hoth. There is one spaceport on Hoth, and it has 2 bays. Where am I going to move this guy? And where
He
is
can
the
park-
bottom half of your uniform?
These are all excellent questions. I really don't know what this person is wanting.
Who are you?
I
Why
see.
are you
I
here?
see you've noticed my the new cut I've made for my uniform. I'm trying it out.
It's distressing.
I perhaps should have thought things through before exposing my midriff while on Hoth. I will admit.
I mean,
It's a bit chilly.
Does,
But once you get this ship out of here, I then demand you also turn the heat up.
Buddy, I'm not going anywhere.
So let me just see if I understand this correctly. You want to park an Imperial ship in this docking bay, the one bay that is inhabited by his ship, and he doesn't want to move for what reason now?
Well, I was here first. I mean, isn't possession 9/10 of the law here? I mean, really?
Again, on Hoth, one spaceport, and I'm pretty sure you're doing illegal trades here. There is 10 people that came to this spaceport last year. 3 of them were weekways, and the other 7 were you looking for people.
Yes, because I'm, doing very legal trade here. I don't know what in the world you'll be accusing me of next, but I've done nothing wrong.
What's it going to take to have you move to the other bay?
I mean, what's to stop him from going to the other bay?
Well, see, the irony of this
Have you
is that
seen the
he's
amount
already
of-
in
Well,
the
there
other
you go
bay.
then. He's already
So
there.
he
How
wants
much
to come to
tauntaun-
your bay.
Droppings there are in the
What's
other
the
bay.
matter with droppings?
My boots will get filthy.
Well, maybe you should have worn more of a uniform.
There you go. I mean, problem solved, laddie.
I mean, I realize that you're wearing the boots, but the shorts is not a great look, and the midriff, probably not Hoth appropriate. So I understand your concern about the Hoth, the droppings and whatnot, but you're each in one bay. Is this not enough for
seems
you
fair
people?
to
Why
me.
why am I even here?
That's a good question, laddie.
I don't recall. The Empire is not about fairness.
Well, I know that for sure.
This is true.
Everyone
That's an
knows
excellent
that.
point. I mean, what is your name? What is your name? I mean, I know that you come here all the time, but you're very quiet and secretive, which is a little ridiculous since there's one lobby here and that's my office and there's the 2 bays. I mean, you've never once introduced yourself. Who are you?
Which one are you asking? Who's who?
I'm asking the guy who's been here before. Not the half-stripper Imperial officer that apparently you are.
I am Mad Hagish McTavish. And I'll have you know, I have been
Mr.
bringing nothing but business to this god-forsaken world.
It's a tourist. It's a
A
tourist
tourist
destination,
for
all right?
masochists.
Well, I mean, there's tourism stops for all
There
kinds of people,
certainly
right?
are.
Why can't you, since I know you're going to be here and I know you're going to be back, why don't I cut you a deal or something and you can pay half price on your next docking fee if you just switch with him? You don't care about Hoth droppings. You don't care about these tauntauns that come walk through Bay 1. You've been here before. I thought I saw you scoop some of that in a bag and sell it
I've
to
been
someone
here
once.
enough times to know the value of things. And let me tell you this. If there's one thing I know, it's the value of my docking bay. I'm not moving for no Imperial. He can kiss my
All right.
butt.
I got it.
I want the spaceport administrator to roll a persuasion check against Evan's character.
All right, how many die and what color?
Let's see. Let's just call this your willpower against his willpower. Except, let's see. You have the skills of charm and coercion,
Don't I? Yeah.
and deception, and streetwise. You're pretty loaded. So roll 3 yellow against a purple and a red,
Purple and a red.
because Evan's got some skills in
Obviously.
Oh wait,
that department
that's
too.
a black. Purple and a red. Here we go.
Oh my.
You succeeded.
2
So
successes.
you have perhaps convinced him. Perhaps.
You don't want to mess with the Imperials. Here's the deal. Just go over to the other bay. I'll give you all the free tauntaun droppings you want. You can clean the whole bay out for all I care, all right? Just don't mess with the Imperials. These guys come along once every 3 years, and prior to that, there was a war, which is the only reason why this place is here in the first place. So just stay a little under the radar, all right? Then I won't have to deal with all the problems. You cool with that?
Suppose I can do this for you now in exchange for multiple hamburgers tomorrow. That's a saying on my planet. I'll pay you tomorrow for hamburgers today.
I know. We really should have thought twice before opening up that stand. But I will make sure that we get you multiple of tomorrow's
There will be hell to pay.
You know those aren't ham, right?
I do not care what they are. They taste good when they come out of the fryer.
Good. Great. Perfect. All right, let's make this
But they
trade.
smell disgusting. I could smell them tauntaun burgers from out here.
And I start to
tell him they're
move my
tauntaun
ship
burgers.
as slowly as possible.
So they both stand there, just kind of tapping their feet, and they see your ship start to fire up. The naval officer, he goes to his ship, and after a while, because you're being very pedantic about it, the ships do end up switching positions. The administrator is, just kind of doing busy work on his data pad, warming his hands by a little heater. And the Imperial shuttle opens up, and like an ensign, if that's a thing they have in the naval place.
It's the only place
out,
they have ensigns.
It's true,
right?
yes.
Okay, well, he comes out with the captain, or the officer, whatever his rank is, and he's holding a large metal pole, and he goes, "Sir, are you sure this is going to be a good idea on a freezing planet?" As he's, like, mounting it into the ground. You could practice your dance moves when we get back to a warmer planet, sir.
I have a routine, Ensign. One that will not be interrupted, no matter where I am and whatever the climate may be. If I...
Do I have to wear the outfit too, sir? Because I'd rather put on some more clothes.
If you're going to be on my ship, you're going to follow my rules. And rule number 1 is everyone wears the uniform.
Okay. I can't feel my stomach anymore. I've got rock hard abs, but not because I'm fit, because they're just frozen.
You clearly, the academy isn't what it used to be. In my day, I gladly would have went like this in the cold as an ensign, and thanked my captain for the opportunity.
Thank you, Captain. I'll be on the ship, downloading more instructional videos
Excellent.
from the HoloNet.
And while you're at it,
he goes back on the ship. Yes, he stops.
scan. We need to scan that other ship in the docking bay. I don't like the look of that guy.
Wait.
I didn't like the look of its captain.
An actual task, sir?
Well, yes.
Oh, right away. So right away, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Ow, my stomach. Okay, and he goes back onto the Imperial shuttle. Meanwhile, you turn to mount the pole when there's another. There's a
that makes way more sense. I thought you said that he stuck a metal bowl on the ground, and I was like, "What the fuck am I dancing around a bowl for?"
It makes so much more sense to dance around a pole, doesn't it?
No, metal.
Yes.
You're about to wrap your legs around it when you turn and you notice there's a Weequay standing there. McTavish? He's talking to you. McTavish?
Can I help you?
Are you McTavish?
I don't know anyone named McTavish. Why? Who are you?
Oh. My name is Norm.
Well, Norm, you can either stay here and watch my performance, or be gone.
I was told to meet someone in this docking bay. I'm gonna go talk to the administrator. Is that him over there?
Yes, probably.
Actually, I don't. This is very strange.
How was this person dressed?
In what you'd expect
okay.
someone to be wearing on Hoth.
Yeah. As he leaves, I start my dance.
There's no music or anything.
Oh, there is. It's all up in here.
So this Weequay named Norm, he walks over to the administrator and goes, "Excuse me, sir,
No.
you
Hang on.
run this
Don't say anything. He started dancing. He's got a pole, and
I'm afraid to turn around.
All right. It doesn't look like he's going to stop anytime soon. So what is it that you want?
Well, if he does stop, his legs are going to stick. He's got to keep that friction going.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm pretty fascinated by this. So whatever it is that you have to say to me, let's get it over with. Who are you and why are you here? This is like the busiest day in this spaceport in 3 years.
My name is Norm, and I'm here to meet someone named Tavish. I'm just a tourist. He's got the postcards that I was going to buy.
You're a dung buyer, aren't you?
No. That's stupid. Why would somebody buy?
Yeah, all
or
right.
even there's no even dung around here. There's nobody
All right,
lives
there's
here.
2 docking bays, and you pick the one with the Imperial officer and the pole dancing. So you're clearly not the brightest bulb here, so why don't you try the other docking bay? He's over there. He's probably scooping it up for you right now. Just get out of here. Don't interrupt me again, because I really got to see this.
If you make a recording, can you send it to me? I'll give you my address.
I mean,
I know some people who would pay a lot of credits to see this.
I don't know about you, but I'm looking at my retirement right here. Like, if I can get this on the HoloNet, then I'm never going to work again. This is going to be great. So, yeah, you're not going to get that for free. You can get it like everyone else when I put it up for sale.
Join his Patreon.
All right. Okay.
That's right. You can subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Norm turns away as the administrator pulls up like a film camera. It looks like a camera from the 70s, but with extra Star Wars bits glued on, because that's how I imagine a camera would look in Star Wars. And he's outside, and he goes to the other docking bay, and he sees whatever McTavish shoveling dung.
No!
Hey, McTavish, is that you?
Hey!
Hey! They do an elaborate handshake that takes
Having a
at
good day,
least
Normie?
5 minutes. Well, you told me you were going to be in Docking Bay 1. This is Docking Bay number 2. And while I get the reference to number 2, this was not the agreed upon location. You know how I don't like to be jerked around like that.
I definitely know you don't like being jerked. But,
Nobody jerks me except me.
that's right. And, Mrs. Norm, how's she doing?
She's super dead. Yeah. Yesterday morning, actually. It's still pretty fresh.
Oh, wow. That's, gotta be rough for ya.
Well, you know how it goes. She put some bread in the toaster, and the toaster exploded, and that was that. I think. I didn't actually check a pulse. I just left.
I mean, what else can you do?
motions.
One day she's making ya hummus, the next day she's blowing up from a toaster.
You know, McTavish, I always forget that you've got that rare disease where your accent changes all the time. That must be hard to live with. Where'd you pick that up, on Felucia? Those spores. That's why I never go there. I don't want that.
When you've lived as long as I have, Lottie, you just sort of develop different, what you call it?
You know what? No, it's a disease. You don't have to be ashamed. A lot of people have, well, not a lot, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. I've seen there's commercials.
It's a disease. I just gotta tell myself that every day.
Yeah, but you can learn to live with it.
That's right.
Just Well, sometimes when you slip in a real weird one, just maybe don't talk so much. But anyways, I'm not your therapist. I'm here. You got the shit. I'm here for the shit. Literally.
I mean, I've got lots of shit waiting for you.
I've got something even better than this shit, though.
Oh, shit.
I got to line on some real good shit. And I'm not talking literal this time. You won't believe what's happening in Docking Bay number 1.
You've got metaphorical shit for me?
Oh, yeah. I got a shitload.
I just left Docking Bay 1. What the hell have they got going on there?
Okay, so there's this Imperial guy. He's swinging around on this pole like one of them Twi'leks back on Tatooine. And you know what? It's actually rather beautiful. But the spaceport administrator, he's recording the whole thing, and he's planning on he's going to sell it on the HoloNet. That's your deal.
Blame him.
I mean, you know all about selling stuff on the black market. You are a black marketeer. Last time I checked.
It's very smart. He's a smart man. I envy him.
What do you say?
He lives a very normal life. I wish to heavens that I had a life half as good as his.
Well, what if I told you you could?
Well, it's too late for that, my son.
Yes, father. I also had forgotten that shortly after you went through that life crisis after picking up that disease of Volusia, you briefly became a priest and never technically left the clergy. But
once a man of the cloth, always a man of the cloth.
I'm real glad it didn't stop you from peddling shit in random places, because I think we can turn your life around. What we're going to do, you and me, we're going to walk over there. We're going to wait until that guy's done recording. When he's got that recording, we're going to pull out our blasters and make him give it to us, and then we sell it. And if he doesn't like it, he's going to die. We've got the most valuable footage on this side of the Anawet sector. What do you say?
I mean, you know what? If you lead the way, I'll follow you. What do you say about that?
All right, come on, Father McTavish. We're gonna do this.
That's right. Okay, here we go.
So they walk through the ice tunnels from Docking Bay number 2 to Docking Bay number 1. The dance is still in full swing. He's so into it. He doesn't notice the two people come into the hangar. The ensign is still on the ship. He's doing as thorough of a scan as he can, because it's the most interesting thing he's gotten to do. So he's very absorbed. The spaceport administrator is still just sitting there rolling the footage. I think it's probably a hand crank one.
I think it's like a Betamax. It's like huge.
It's something obnoxious. It's definitely just a piece of technology from the 70s transposed into Star Wars. And Father McTavish and Norm walk up to him and go, how's it going?
I mean, I have no words at this point. You guys walked right past him, and he didn't even miss a step. And I know, because he's repeated the same thing 3 times. I'm starting to actually figure out, like, the moves. I think this is going to be a hit.
He's very professional, I can tell.
Shockingly so, right? I mean, you have to wonder, was this guy, like, did he have a life before the Navy? I don't know.
Leo, I'm going to ask you to do an athletics check for a dismount.
Okay. What do I got to roll?
Roll. I'm assuming because of your character's presumed background, you have some extra skills here. So roll 3 yellow and roll 1 red and 2 black because of the environmental conditions here, which are not ideal, not what you're used to.
Boom.
Successful dismount.
Nailed it.
Wow.
I do like a twirl and then like let go and kind of backflip as I'm flying through the air. Is that a thing? I don't know. Applauding. Can you do that off a pole?
You can.
But that's what I do. I can anyway. And I'm like,
10 out of 10.
To complete silence, just the...
The applause is in his head.
Ensign! Ensign, where are you? I'm done.
sir.
I need you to put the pole away.
He comes running down the ramp and slips on some ice, slides down straight into the ramp, nut shot. It makes like a cartoon clong doing noise. Yes, sir, right away. And he puts on his pole handling gloves, and because it's very sweaty, and also getting freezing cold again by the second. So he picks it up and he's transporting it back inside of the shuttle.
And for God's sakes, next time we're on Hoth, be sure to install the heating coil in the pole.
Yes, sir. I forgot. Sorry, sir. What happened again, sir?
See that it does not.
Just as long as you don't put your tongue on it.
Why the deuce would I do that?
What if someone triple dog dared you?
Well, I mean, obviously you would have to then, but I don't see anybody doing that.
Is the camera still rolling?
I think at this point I'm starting to I'm taking off the tripod and whatnot, and I'm taking the video tape out of the Betamax camera now.
You there? What is that?
What is what, sir?
That in your hands.
It's a pile of shit, sir.
Yes.
Because
It looks like a recording device. Were you recording me?
Sir, absolutely. I mean, did you want me to be recording you?
I mean, I'm just gratified to learn that someone enjoyed my performance enough to record it. I have no objections as long as I can have a copy.
I do not think that finding a copy of this is going to be hard for you to get your hands on, sir.
So, buddy, how much is that tape worth to you?
This tape is worth me getting off of Hoth and never coming back for the rest of my life.
You're saying it's worth your life, and he pulls a gun.
Okay, so...
And he also elbows McTavish. McTavish, your gun.
What? Oh, okay.
I look at him. I look at him and I quick dive under my desk and I pull out my comm link, which is like the PA system for the docking bay, and I say,
Coruscant's Got Talent is on the phone. Get up here.
So you're going to need to roll a check for that, because that is an elaborate maneuver. So that's just going to be some sort of athletics thing. If this were a real...
diving under my desk, avoiding
big
being
game
shot
of-
by these now thugs.
Yeah. Well, at least one of them has a gun on you. The other one seems reluctant, maybe. It's going to be an agility check. Make it 2 green and purple, because your desk is kind of close. So, and throw in a blue, because you're very familiar. You spent a lot of time at that desk. You know all the ins and outs of it.
You know how to get under it.
I got
in
a
hurry.
complete blank, so everything canceled out.
Oh.
So essentially, what you did was you made the move to go for the desk. You hit an ice patch and kind of like ran in place for a second, and then you stopped. And nobody really understood that you were trying to
Did I still
get
get
away
the
from
comm
them.
link
So
out?
nothing much
Did I
has
still
changed.
get the comm?
Yeah, you can still have your comm link out.
Okay.
As long as it's a personal
So I yell
one,
into the comm link that Coruscant's Got Talent is on the line to try to get him to run up to the office.
I say, Coruscant's Got Talent. And I tell
I'm
them to hold for me. I'll be right there.
What are you trying to pull?
I'm pulling out my blaster as he says that, and I say, I've longed for this day for so long.
What, the day where we mug a guy for a weird videotape, or the day Coruscant Got Talent? I don't think they're actually on the
No, he said they are. I want to talk to them. I will sing to them.
Sure. Just come on.
The
Just step in
songs of
front,
my
hold on a second.
of your
people.
friend and come on over here.
Is it really
I-
them? Be serious. You have to be. Is it really them?
I step in front of the person brandishing
Norm.
brandishing
His last
the
name is
weapon, and I
Old
go,
guy, by the way.
How do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside and rest for a while in the warm summer sun? I've been walking all day and I'm
Okay,
nearly
that's great.
done.
That's so much talent. There's
And at that point, is when I walk into the room and I see him singing. Are you trying to steal my chance at Coruscant's Got Talent, sir?
All
And I draw my
fair
blaster.
in love and competition.
Okay. The officer draws his blaster,
Yes.
and you're pointing it at Father
McTavish.
McTavish.
Yes, after seeing him.
Norm
him
isn't
tried
really
to
pointing it anywhere because McTavish is in between the Norm and the administrator. And he's also got like a tear welling up in his eye from the song. And he's a little confused because now he's not quite sure whether Coruscant's Got Talent is on the line or not. Norm is too dumbfounded to like make a move right now.
Yes.
okay. What?
So I've now drawn my blaster on you,
Right.
Evan.
Like, I'm now
McTavish.
at this point. I'm looking at them, but with both hands, I'm trying to get the camera going again to get the camera out to record this with the two guys with the guns and the one guy that's still singing.
I knew I didn't like the look of you from the start, McTavish.
And
What kind of scoundrel would steal another man's opportunity like that?
as he tries to budge into my solo, I try to slap his blaster out of the way as I continue.
That's definitely gonna be a skill check. That's
That's
gonna be a
That's
gonna be an
that.
initiative start.
Yeah, that sounds like that's initiating
Everybody's
combat,
we're gonna go into a combat, which means everybody needs to roll for initiative. Evan, roll me 2 green dice.
That's it?
Yep.
Shit. Hey-oh!
Advantage and triumph.
Success
Not triumph,
and
success and advantage.
advantage.
Leo, roll 3 green dice.
Ha
Okay.
Damn
and
it.
Sunny, roll 4 green dice.
green dice.
Oh.
Ha
Okay, I will roll 1. So initiative order is gonna go Sunny, Leo, Evan, Norm.
Okay, Sunny definitely wants to get this. The administrator definitely wants this camera going. That is his only goal at this point. He's
Okay.
pretty sure nobody is going to
You
shoot
can-
him, and so he is now like completely focused on getting the tape back in the camera and then getting it up to record this.
You can absolutely manage that for your combat action. Okay, now it's Leo's turn.
All right. If he's going to attempt to,
He's definitely
slap-
like starting to like try and slap at you.
I'm going to fire at him.
Okay, you have. Let's see
Yeah,
what your gun actually is.
An assault on an Imperial officer is an assault on the Empire itself.
You have a blaster pistol, ranged light, damage 6, critical 3, medium stun setting, heavy uniform clothing. Okay. So your blaster pistol, ranged light uses agility.
I
You have
forget.
skill
Do we
2.
get some sort of negative for being like? If he can slap me, we're clearly in melee. So
You're in- yeah, but this is clumsy and random. Where if we don't know a rule, we don't care about it.
3
Leo, roll
purple.
Roll 2 yellow and a
purple.
green against 2 purple. Unless, let me double check. Does Evan have anything fancy? He's got a blaster pistol, a thermal detonator, shock gloves.
Ooh.
he's gonna slap. Like,
You
the
have
head
a
on my hand.
talent called Adversary 1, which upgrades the difficulty of all combat checks against this target once. Would you like to use your adversary skill now?
Who, me? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Leo, make it...
I thought you meant him.
No.
Does that mean, so does it
That
add a
means
dice or does it upgrade one?
One of those purples is now a red, so it's yellow, yellow, green, purple, red. Oh, so that's 3 success with 2 threat. So you hit him, but because your hands are still kind of sweaty and stuff from the dance, your gun slips out of your hand backwards. The recoil just kind of shakes it loose from your hand. But with 3 success, you do 9 damage. What is your soak and your wound threshold? You get shot in one of those places you get shot in fiction that hurts a lot, isn't immediately fatal, but could be fatal if the story wanted it to be. So yeah, kind of somewhere in the chest shoulder area. You definitely take a big hit. Another one like that could probably end you, but you're not dead yet. So now you're up on initiative. You've just been shot. The person who shot you, their gun is now sliding across the icy floor. You have a gun yourself, but
I just try a good old cowboy punch at this guy that
your
shot
shock
me.
gloves.
you do have shock gloves. So
Let's see
how those do. Brawl uses brawn, right?
Yup.
So that you have.
I hope it's a lot.
2 green.
Okay, that's not a lot.
Against 1 purple.
That's really not a lot.
Oh. You hit him.
You know what? That's all I need. 1 success. All I need.
So that's 3 damage. Well, it also stuns you a bunch because it's electrical and it's very Star Wars-y, where we momentarily
So-
see your skeleton.
He shoots me, and the shot spins me around, and I turn the
you
spin
basically hit
into
him
a
on the
punch.
backhand. Yeah.
Yep. And I see by your
Still
gravestone you
singing.
were only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 2016.
So Norm is just agape at all of this. And he's looking at the guy at the camera, and he's looking at his associate who's just been shot. He turns and he points the gun at the administrator, and he says, "You just keep rolling, all right, man? You giving me? Are you giving me the tape?
I go.
I want to cut. I want to cut.
30%.
40.
35 if we make it out alive.
Let's see. Let's have you roll 3 green against 1 red, throw in a blue. This is you trying to convince him to take the deal. Did I say green? It should be yellow. Sorry. Roll again.
Oh,
Yeah, he
still
he
got
still
it.
succeeded
you still got it.
We definitely got
with
this.
worse dice.
He's like, okay, deal. 35 if we live. If we 50 if we die. 50 if we die.
Get me out of here.
Okay. So now it's that was his whole turn. So now it's back to the top of initiative, which is Sunny. So I guess whatever you feel
Sonny
like you gotta
is
do.
Whatever you
Sonny
want.
is going to do this he's going to do the the movement camera thing where he's got the camera in front of him and he's he's going sideways as quickly as possible, the steady cam shot to get behind Norm, and then he sort of puts the camera above Norm's shoulder using Norm as a human shield to try to capture the end of the fight.
All right, Leo, it's back on you now.
And I'm in mid.
Evan is still kind of pirouetting
Song.
on the ice. He's still spinning slowly. His spin is coming to a stop.
And I'll wipe some blood away from my mouth. How dare you! Grab my comm Ensign! Get up here!
Yes, sir. What is it? I'm still polishing your pole.
The devil take the pole! We have criminals in the administrator's office.
Rebels?
Probably.
Oh, okay. I'll be right there. I'm coming. So the comlink clicks off. It's going to take him a turn or two to reach you. So if you got anything else to do, that was your action or your incidental or whatever.
Yeah. And then I'm going to move towards wherever my gun skidded.
Okay, it's in the corner. You're closest to the door. Now you're in the corner where the gun ended. The door to the office is now closest to the camera crew.
I wanna try and again use my athletics to sort of throw myself and like slide along the floor
like a penguin,
like action. Like kind of like action movie style, you know, where they're kind of like
That's a lot of
back
moves.
on their hip and they slide and
okay. If you
snatch
succeed,
the gun up as I slide by it.
Yeah, if you
it's
succeed,
gonna work for
you
sure.
do that. If you fail, you're gonna crash into the corner and maybe break a wrist or something. So, because you are magnificent, roll 3 yellow, roll 1 red, and a black because you've been smacked.
Oh no!
Well, you don't manage to pick up the gun. You do it. You don't like crash and burn, so you rolled 2 advantages. You slide cool into the corner, and everybody goes, "Ooh!" And as your hand touches the gun, it just kind of zips away into the next corner. So you made the move cool, but now the gun is it's in the next corner of the room, and you're just in the corner, still without a gun. Because the floor is essentially a hockey rink.
Yeah, the administrator's office is not actually got a real floor. It's just the whole thing is built like a tent with no bottom. It's all just hot.
Evan.
McTavish is spending his entire turn to just keep on performing. Well, I hope you died quick, and I hope you died clean. Oh, Chavo McRibe getting whole and obscene. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife lowly? Did they sound the dread march as they lowered it down?
Norm backs up. Norm backs up slowly. He's kind of pushing the administrator back because, they're basically spooning-ish. And so they're backing up towards the door. He's got his gun, just kind of going back and forth as they back out of the room. And they get out, and he goes, "Okay, let's steal the McTavis's ship. I know the passcode." And they turn, and the ensign is standing there holding the largest gun anyone has seen. It's like a
U-Web?
T-21, a T-20. I could have an E. He's got like a T-21B. It's a massive gun, and he's standing there. He's like, "Don't you guys move."
All right, it's my turn, right? So I've got the camera in one hand over Norm's shoulder now. Now we're looking at the ensign who's got this cool action pose with this enormous gun, and I grab the bag of dung off of his hip with the other hand, and I fling the open end at the ensign. I try to.
It's been a while since one of our stories had a lot of poop in it.
It's our trademark.
So that is going to be an agility check. Let's make that.
Oh man, the poor ensign doesn't even have a whole lot of uniform to block the poop from.
And his cap isn't regular. It looks more like a flight attendant cap from the '60s, but imperial gray.
Sort of like tipped off to
Jauntily
the side.
set
Yeah,
on
it's
his
definitely
head.
skewed. Yeah.
Jaunty McDonald's.
Roll 2 green and a purple, because you're not super athletic.
Here we go. Yes.
Wow, you succeed.
He nailed him.
3 success with a threat. The threat is that the poop sails through the air, it's incredible how like Tauntaun, the aerodynamics of Tauntaun poop is something years later, because of the footage from this event, someone would start up a study specifically about the flight velocity and dynamics of Tauntaun poop. It hits the ensign square in the face. Actually, just kind of up, and most of it hits him in the face. There's kind of a trickle because of the way the bag flung it out down his whole body. His first instinct is to shoot his gun. His finger pulls the trigger on the gun, and a huge overcharge blast. Deep back in your head, you thought you knew what a T-21B did. In the part of your brain that works faster than your conscious thought, you thought you knew what a laser from one of these looks like, but this is 10 times bigger than what you thought. And it hits Norm right in the face. And as you look over, there's just nothing from the shoulders up on Norm except smolder. And the ensign drops the gun, and he's now furiously trying to scrape this poop out of his eyes, but it's really gummy and thick, and it's not easy. So that's where we're at. Norm is dead.
And he's all like, my mouth was open.
Yeah. He's trying to rub it off his tongue like a sitcom character, but he's also trying to scrape it out of his eyes and his belly button. He's trying to get a little bit out of his belly button. So he's essentially out of the fight. Norm is definitely out of the fight. And the other two are still inside. And now we're... that was your move, so now it's Leo's move again.
All right, back to me. I'm going to make well, it's not perception, but whatever I got to... See if I hear the blaster go off.
You definitely did.
Outside
it sounded like a howitzer.
It's the loudest thing you've ever heard.
You're all actually a little hard of hearing, temporarily.
It was 5 feet from you at this point. You definitely heard it. And it took
Okay, I wasn't sure how far away they had gotten, so... Okay. I'm going to try and use the confusion to tackle McTavish.
All right. That'll be... you call it agility or brawn? Or brawl? Brawn or agility?
Probably agility.
Okay. So...
Would be my...
roll... Yeah, your skill set comes in
I'm like a
handy here.
luchador.
You're essentially, yeah, you're envisioning him as a pole. And you'll easily be able to get around him and pull him down. At least in theory. So roll 3 yellow. Throw in 2 black because you failed a slide and you're dazed, and against let's call that 2 purple. Wow, everybody's doing great tonight. 3 success.
But I got threat.
2 threat.
So I do
And
tackle
him in the balls.
But
I mean, you
definitely
both
tackle him legs first, as though you were jumping onto the pole. That's the only way you're familiar with tackling.
And you both fall to the ground and start sliding across the floor. That's your threat. You're now both intertwined, sliding across the floor.
And I think I actually caused him to slide into the corner where my gun now is.
Sure, that works. You both.
That sounds like an
that's where you
advantage
are.
to me, not a disadvantage.
Or
Leo, roll a yellow die.
Well, that depends. Is it an advantage, or it depends on whether you grab for it?
Yeah, it's all subjective. The DM says sure.
That's what I'm setting it up for, is for you to grab it.
Well, Evan, it's your turn. You are now fully embraced by an Imperial naval officer, and you're sliding across the floor towards the corner that contains a active live blaster. The wind was knocked out of your lungs slightly. Your song stopped. You are fading in and out of consciousness. You're about at that point. You do have a rather grievous wound.
From a grievous wound?
Well, you got shot. I said it's the kind of wound that could be fatal or perfectly fine, depending on how the author needs it to be.
Feeling it.
Okay, You're overcome with your art, and you don't feel it. And the chill of the room helps numb it too.
So, as I'm being tackled, and I have the wind knocked out of me for a moment, the worst that happens to me mentally is that I change songs. But as I'm doing that, I attempt to flip my assailant using my well-practiced hand-to-hand combat.
Of which you have none.
Apparently. In my head. See, it's from watching a lot of Kung Fu Hollows. I think I'm really good at it.
Terrace
yes,
Kasai
lots of Terrace Kasai Hollows.
2 green, 1 red, and 1 black.
Oh boy!
You failed with an advantage.
Oof.
You don't flip him, but your gun, your hand ends up like touching the barrel of the gun, and your other hand tore his top of his uniform slightly.
Oh. His crop top. I tear his crop top.
Right. There's a large tear in it.
And I continue singing. The last present's delivered, and the snow outside is getting thicker. So let's open that bottle of liquor. Hey, bourbon.
You hear
take me home.
outside. You hear the ensign going. Seeing as how about an hour has elapsed, as much as I'd like to see this play out organically, this is the part of the show where I write us an ending, whether it be satisfying or not. The ensign remained choking there for a while. The spaceport administrator did what Norm would have wanted and got on McTavis's ship. It was not hard to start. The launch code was on a sticky note right by the steering wheel. He flew off Hoth. He sold the footage. He made millions. He got his own TV show just talking about it. That was the whole show. Every night he would just go on, have a new guest. They would watch the footage and talk about it. He became a celebrity. Everybody loved him. He died wealthy with hundreds of grandkids. Very happy ending for him, which we usually don't get happy endings on this show. McTavish and the naval officer, what was his name?
It's Captain Stubing.
Stubring? Well, turns out Coruscant Got Talent was actually on the line the whole time. They heard the singing, and they sent a scouting team to investigate. They found when they got there, the ensign was clean, but he never spoke a word again in the rest of his life. They found there was like a mound of snow that looked like, there's probably a body under it, where they had buried Norm. They didn't dig a hole; they just piled some snow onto him out of respect.
Still in the building.
They patched up McTavish, and they were like, "Are you the one who was singing?" And he sang for them, and they said, "We want you to be on our show." And the captain, he had to show off his moves, and they were blown away by that as well. And they actually became a dual act, and he left the Imperial Navy. He toured with McTavish. They became a very big hit. The ensign still followed them around, but he's had like a look in his eyes ever since. And the base
he was like the teller to our man. He never spoke.
I'm dreaming of a white life day.
And then a day after everybody left the spaceport, a bus of tourists got back after their tour, and they offloaded, and they're like, "Where's the administrator? He was going to call a shuttle for us to get back." And then they never got off Hoth. And that's the end of our show. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Big thanks to Sunny for joining us. Sunny, if you what plug stuff, plug yourself, sell yourself.
Who is this guy? My name is James McDonald. I play the role of Dr. Sunny Ravencourt on the University of Coruscant. Esquire. And it is like an audio play, a 15-minute podcast that goes in seasons, and it's great. It's about a washed-up holodrama actor that now teaches galactic history at the University of Coruscant. You can find me on Twitter at U of Coruscant, and on the interweb, on the HoloNet at universityofcoruscant.com. Thank you so much. This was an absolute blast. I love that the administrator definitely won many awards for a musical short film action documentary.
Is this Professor Sunny Ravencourt's new backstory? His origin story?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
That's how he... Evan and Leo, they're here still, and they don't probably have anything to say.
We will never go anywhere, neither up nor down.
If you are a patron of the show, you can see an unedited video of everything that just happened, including dice rolls over on our Patreon. Otherwise, you just get to listen to what you just listened to on the podcast feed. That's it. That's the end of the show. Roll credits. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Howdy, friends. It's Crazy Ernie from Crazy Ernie's Used Car Emporium. It's a giant supermarket of cars. I got so many cars, people come up to me and say, "Hey, Crazy Ernie, where'd you get all those cars? Looky here. I got red cars. I got green cars. I got enough cars to choke a camel." Tell you what, friends, if nobody comes down and buys a car from me in the next hour, I'm gonna